There are many families that are working on cutting their expenses with the budget. The challenge is coming up with a budget you can stick with. The president of Game Time Budgeting, Al Riddick, is here with some simple plays for financial fitness. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's begin with some money myths here that people believe that really can get them into financial trouble.
Yes, ma'am. Just to give you a couple of examples of money myths. First of all is the phrase, "I can afford it." Now, this sounds very simple, but I like to explain the fact that just because you will be able to borrow funds sometimes to buy what it is that you want, that does not necessarily mean that you can afford it. A lot of times individuals believe that just because they can take on an additional monthly payment that they can actually afford the item that they're purchasing, and that not necessarily it may be the case. Secondly is the belief that in addition to "I can afford it," that something is a good deal. Now let me explain that.
I've made that mistake.
There may be an item that costs $300 and now all of a sudden it's on sale for $150, but if you only have $50 to your name, that is not a good deal for you. It may be a good deal for your neighbor, but not for you.
Well, tell us, too, about some tips that you can offer as far as creating a spending plan, because it's hard sometimes to come up with that budget and be able to stick with it.
That is true. The first thing that you have to do is become 100% aware of where all of your money is going. So I advise all people, the first thing that you need to do is write down all of your expenses. First of all, what are you spending for transportation? What are you spending for utilities within a month? What are you also spending on personal care products? And obviously you have to deduct those expenses from your net income for the month. So in order to determine exactly how to incorporate your budget, obviously your expenses cannot exceed your net income, and you have to institute new behaviors so that you will always stay in accordance with your particular budget.
Looking at the big picture, well, let's talk about savings accounts versus emergency funds. I think some people think that's a one account.
Yes, ma'am. Some people do believe that those are two things. In my mind, I actually like to separate the two. First of all, what is a savings account? To me, it is money set aside for a future planned event, something that you know will take place. As an example, a vacation, or maybe attending a graduation, or buying birthday gifts and things of that nature. Secondly, when you look at an emergency fund, this is money set aside for things that you do not know will happen in the future. Your car breaking down, maybe you have to replace your furnace, maybe you need a new refrigerator. So that money is set aside to definitely take care of those unplanned or unforeseen expenses.
Now, I know you're helping people try to get on track, get their financial plays here. Tell us about an event you have coming up here shortly.
Yes, ma'am. This Thursday night, which is June the 9th, at the Days Inn at 11967 Chase Plaza Drive, I'll be conducting a financial fitness seminar. That's where we'll be discussing your money emotions. We'll be discussing how to improve your cash flow. We'll also be discussing how to create a spending plan, as well as how to establish savings accounts and emergency funds, and to just get your total financial household back in working order.
And quickly, give us your website too.
The website is www.gametimebudgeting.com.
Okay, I will appreciate all these tips. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.